At age 26, I finally got to see my favorite city in the United States, New York. My boyfriend of over 3 years and I broke up, so this was my first solo trip if me moving across the United States doesn't count, and I also spent a couple of days in Philadelphia. I began the trip with taking my 15th ever flight, which is saying a lot because I'm still scared of flying, but I survived my first flight alone. Also had nausea, but I survived. My hotel was in Brooklyn and it was pretty cheap, and I quickly learned why it is that cheap, but I mean, it was good enough. It's Hotel 369 in Brooklyn again. I was excited to ride the New York subway as it is the best metro system in the United States. I started off day one with stopping at Familiar's coffee shop. I had this vegan, obviously vegan, everything's vegan, lox and cream cheese bagel and a blueberry muffin, and both are really good. Then I took the subway over to Manhattan, seeing my first view of the skyline that I've wanted to see for so long. And of course I had to walk the Brooklyn Bridge. I was so both nervous and excited to be there that my heart was like racing a little. I was like kind of overwhelmed in this moment. Then I walked around Manhattan for a little bit before making my way to Elliot's apartment from my favorite show, Mr. Robot. If you have not seen Mr. Robot, you have to see Mr. Robot. It is that good. It's anti-capitalist. It has to do with like psychological stuff and hacking, and the cinematography is so good. The music is so good. I could go on all day. But yeah, it was cool to see Elliot's apartment. Right next to the apartment happened to be a vegan Thai restaurant. So of course I had to get my lunch there, and I got this curry, which was super good. And the bathroom had 2 toilets in it, which I just like, what is the purpose of that? Like, are you going to the bathroom with your friend? Like, is it bring a friend like type bathroom? I don't know. I've never seen that before. Then I visited the 9/11 memorial and went to the museum as well, which was kind of heavy, but I'm glad that I went. I was only a year old when 9/11 happened, but I've grown up talking to people in my life who are older than me about what they remember from that day. The new World Trade Center building is so tall. It is the tallest skyscraper in the United States, and I stood right below it and was just like marveling at how tall it is. The subway could get crowded sometimes, but it was really easy to navigate and efficient to use. I only had to take a bus a handful of times. And I also loved how it capped out on my weekly amount at $35, and all I had to do was tap my debit card. Later in the afternoon, I walked a little bit in Central Park, and then I made my way to Beyond Sushi, where I had the best dumplings of probably my life, and also the sushi was pretty good, so I had a nice time at Beyond Sushi. I began day 2 with eating at Orchard Grocer. I got potato salad, mac and cheese, and then this like BLT avocado type sandwich that was like really good. Next, I went to the Museum of Modern Art and saw these rainbow stuffed animal balls, which I don't know, I'm kind of like down with it. But I actually went there because of paintings such as Salvador Dali's The Persistence of Memory, and also Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh is there. And then you have the, modern art aspects of the modern art museum, such as a painting that's just blue. It's just the color blue. Okay, yes. And then one exhibit was just a shovel. Like, I'm down with art being whatever. Like, I think art can be literally anything. But it's kind of subjective. Like, I don't really see what the vision is with the shovel or the color blue. I'm just being honest about this. Then I met up with some animal rights activists, as I do. You know, I'm an animal rights activist. And we protested Essilor Luxottica because they are tied to Aquafuji, who at the time was sponsoring Milan Fashion Week. Now they have dropped their sponsorship of Milan Fashion Week because of protests such as this. So I got to meet some activists there and protest alongside them. It was really cool. Explaining why we're targeting Milan Fashion Week in case someone watching this video doesn't know. Milan Fashion Week still promotes fur. They allow fur to be promoted on the runway, and they have not announced a fur-free policy. They try to do a fur-free recommendation. Like, that's not a policy. It's not going to ride with the coalition to abolish the fur trade. We need a policy, you know? So it's not good enough. Then I had to visit Times Square because how could I not? I thought it was cool they have the year that it is always there, and also the ball. I think it's the ball that drops. You know, when the ball drops in New Year's Eve. There was all kinds of characters there. Like, you see that Labubu person thing. And then there was like a Spider-Man. I don't know what people were doing. Also, I got catcalled there, but I also got catcalled multiple times, so I don't know. I mean, that's to be expected, I guess, with solo travel. That's kind of annoying, but... Then I had dinner at Willow, which is an upscale American vegan restaurant, and I had the best crab rangoons, which I know technically isn't American, but, I mean, they made it really, really good. And then I had a chicken, like, buttermilk sandwich and a banana pudding dessert. All was amazing. I totally recommend this place. Then I took some street photography with my new Lumix ZS99 camera as I walked to Trader Joe's, which that was the most ransacked, is that the word, Trader Joe's I've ever been to, and the line stretched to the end of the store, but it went really fast. So I was like, okay, like the energy here is just like really fast. Like I'm kind of with it. Like I felt the energy walking in the street. Like everybody's on their own mission. You gotta like assert yourself, know where you're gonna walk. On the morning of day 3, I got macaroni salad and a Reuben sandwich from ATM Vegan Deli, which I didn't really like the sandwich that much, but I think that's just because I don't like Reuben sandwiches, and I don't know why I got a Reuben sandwich, but I did. Then this was probably my favorite day in New York City because I got to go to the top of the Rockefeller Center, and I just hung up there for like a minute, and by a minute I mean like 30 minutes, just like looking at the view. Totally worth it. And the zoom on my camera is pretty damn good. Look at this. I'm shaky. That's a thing, but the zoom's pretty good. I'm happy with the camera. Here, I was just trying to zoom in on one of the skyscrapers of Billionaires Row, just trying to see if people actually live there, because it's too expensive for people to live there, and I think it's just a scheme to keep making money by owning real estate. Don't we love capitalism? Don't we? I do. I love it. And then somewhere around Washington Square Park, I ran into this guy who was like, "Do you care about nature?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "Do you want to donate $30 a month to like offset climate change by planting trees?" And I'm like, that sounds good, but I'm not gonna give my debit card to someone on the street. Like, I don't know you. But he was saying like he won't get any money from doing this unless I like sign up on the spot. And I was like, no. But then I was like, this is like dumb, because animal agriculture is the #1 cause of deforestation, and also like it's a leading climate change contributor. So I straight up like told him that, and then he asked me if I was vegan, and I said yes, I am vegan for the animals, but the environmental impact is there as well. Then he was trying to tell me he had some vegan food that wasn't that good, and he loves fried chicken too much, and I was saying there's good vegan chicken alternatives. But my point was really, if your environmental organization is ignoring the elephant in the room of animal agriculture and is trying to plant trees and not address how we need a plant-based food system for sustainability, climate change, to combat deforestation. Like, I'm not going to take that seriously. After my random vegan outreach conversation, I went on this walk, which was literally one of my favorite walks of probably my life. I got these cool photos with my Bluetooth tripod I brought with me, and I got lots of cool photos on my walk. It's called the Highline, and basically it's abandoned elevated railroad tracks that was turned into a park. And I really loved the park and green aspects mixed with the skyscrapers. I really, really enjoyed this walk. Oh, and I also saw these people protesting Trump, which, I mean, yeah, who likes Trump? At the end of the walk just happened to be one of the branches of the vegan Mexican restaurant, Ha 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 Mexicana, which the food was really good. I got empanadas and a chimichanga, really good. However, it was in a Whole Foods, so like I had a plastic fork and it was breaking. That was not fun, but I did get hand sanitizer at the Whole Foods because I'm insane and use a lot of hand sanitizer, so I was already running out of what I brought. Yes. And then I had to hightail it over by walking like 30 minutes to the pier because I was trying to catch my Circle Line cruise, which I know is kind of expensive, but I really enjoyed it. It was a 2-hour cruise around Manhattan as the sun set, and I got to see the Statue of Liberty, which was also amazing. But yeah, I got there an hour early because I wanted a good spot, and I got a pretty good spot, so that was worth it. I really enjoyed this. This was really my day to like see the best views of New York City. If I'm picking a favorite day on this trip, I think it's this day. Most of the time they played music on the boat, but sometimes a guy would get on the microphone and talk about the history of something or point out where the best place is to take our photos and videos and the exact moment of photos. So I think it was worth it versus taking like a ferry. Later on, some animal activists were telling me I should just take the ferry to Staten Island. I don't care. I enjoyed the Circle Line cruise. I began day 4 with getting a burger and fries from Next Level at a Whole Foods again because I was low on time. I needed to get to the New York Transit Museum in Brooklyn. So, but I didn't realize that Next Level didn't open until 11, and my museum ticket was for 11:30. So I also ate a vegan chicken salad sandwich at Whole Foods, which is not on the West Coast, but I mean, it wasn't like that insanely good anyway, whatever. But yeah, I ended up having to like walk right after getting my burger, and then I was like eating it just on the street. Like it looked kind of like I don't know, but I was like just trying to wolf it down like, okay, I gotta get to the museum. I don't want them to not let me in. As a train nerd, I of course had to go to this museum. I thought it was really cool with all the old subway cars they had there. They actually started digging the tunnels for the New York subway in the early 1900s. And the museum also had a little section about like buses. Oh, and also what made it cool was the museum was located in an old subway station underground. Then I saw these workers on strike and protesting. Loved to see it. It was lightly raining a little bit, but luckily it stopped just enough for me to walk to the Dumbo area of Brooklyn to see the famous view of the Manhattan Bridge. And then walking along the water, I was able to get these photos of myself. Then it started to actually rain a little bit, so I was like, now would probably be a good time to descend into the subway, take it to Manhattan, and eat at this vegan French restaurant called Delice and Saracen. Sorry if I mispronounced that. The food was good. I had ratatouille and a melted brie cheese with like potatoes and bread. And then I had an orange creme brulee. Sorry again, I'm kind of rusty with French right now. But yeah, all the food is good, basically. I liked the vibe. I didn't really know what to do for the rest of the day, so I went to the E-Corp building for Mr. Robot. That was kind of cool, but then I was just like really tired. I mean, who can blame me of like 4 days of just going all out, like sightseeing from sun up to sundown, you know? And also it was overcast, and I was just like, what do I even do? So I just like wandered Central Park and decided to like photograph birds and squirrels, which as exhausted as I was, this was actually pretty fun. So I enjoyed this, but my energy was going down. My battery was running out. I needed a recharge. So I was just running on 2%, basically. A pigeon here and a squirrel here. And another, wait, is it the same squirrel? Oh, it better not be raining. Better not be. This bird has a leaf on them. Okay, never mind. Then I was just done for the day, so I got this vegan pork banh mi from Sen Saigon, and yeah, that was my day. I saw a rat in the subway. I also got another sandwich and was bringing it back to my hotel. In the subway, that train took me forever. I was just dying inside. It's kind of visible, like in this photo, so... On day 5 of my trip, I took Amtrak down to Philadelphia. I took regional rail there, but I did take the Next Gen Ostala, I don't know if I'm saying that right, back to New York City. I got this ramen from the train station because there was like no vegan options. I thought I was gonna have to only eat potato chips, but luckily this one place opened who had vegan ramen options, and I was their first customer of the day. Through the train ride, I was able to add New Jersey and Pennsylvania to my states visited list, and I took whatever the hell tram, subway, train, bus thing that was. I saw the Philadelphia City Hall, and then I got a slice of pizza and some vegan soft serve ice cream from 20th Street Pizza, which was really good. The Philadelphia subway was just like the New York subway, except more unreliable, and it costs $1 to tap your card instead of $3. Oh, and by the way, that I checked my baggage at the Amtrak station for $40 because it was $20 per bag, and that kind of sucks, but I was not about to redo a London and carry my luggage around the city. Like, no. My new philosophy with traveling is like just spending money, because I keep saving money, right? And it's like I'm saving money to travel. So don't I want to like have like a good traveling experience? Like, why would I make it worse just to save money, right? Like, you only live once. So spend a little more if that's gonna make it that much better of an experience. Honestly, yes. My sightseeing of the day was seeing the Liberty Bell, which I think was really cool. Before this trip, the only other time I was on the East Coast was when I went to the AAC Washington DC convergence. So I mean, I've always wanted to explore the East Coast, and obviously especially New York, but cities like Philadelphia as well, especially considering all the history. Well, I mean, I don't like how the United States was built on colonization, but you know, it's still our history. I don't know. Then, because I was in Philly, I got a Philly cheesesteak and also a black bean burger from Love and Reading Terminal Market. And then I got my luggage from the Amtrak station, and then the train was super delayed, and I ended up talking to strangers, which is something I really don't do. You know, I can't really pride myself on starting conversations with really anyone who I'm not like close to. So, but yeah, that happened, and I eventually got to my hotel, and then I was just done for the day. I thought I might walk around Alfred's Alley. I feel like I'm not pronouncing any of these things correctly, but it's probably more annoying that I keep saying that. Anyway, didn't go there, fell asleep. I began my second day in Philadelphia with shockingly getting food. I went to Hip City Veg, whose food I loved, and I went to their locations 3 different times when I was in DC 3 years ago. I had a chickpea burger and fries, and I took my fruit punch drink with me when I went to Love Park. Then I got to wave at people in different countries at the portal, which they moved to City Hall. But yeah, the portal was super cool. I walked a straight line from Love Park to the Museum of Art Steps, also known as the Rocky Steps. No, I have not seen that movie. I really liked this walk, but once I got there, a little misfortune occurred. So in short, I had a ticket for 1 p.m. to this museum, and I had to get all the way back downtown. So I thought like, okay, I'll take a bus. So there's like a bus that's, I didn't realize was not a city bus. You had to get a $5 daily pass. So I was like, whatever, I got the pass online. The bus isn't showing up. And I'm like, so this is a problem. So I start walking, thinking that there's another bus that I can take. And after I cross the street, I realize on my phone that bus is not going to come for like a fat minute. So I'm like, okay, I got to go back to the other bus. Maybe it'll come. I see it like arrive. Like I see it, you know, come down the road. And I start running. First of all, I had to like wait for cars to pass. I almost got hit. Because like one car stopped for me, but another car wasn't stopping. And I didn't see that car until I started walking. Anyway, I had a near-death experience trying to get to this bus. And then I am literally running. And the moment I get to the bus stop, the bus closes its doors and leaves. I was like, you are kidding me. You are kidding me. And then I wait, you know, for the next bus, and that one is super late too. So I'm like, okay, yeah. Love this bus service. Flash bus service. When I see you, anyway. I'm joking. Am I joking? And then I had to run, mind you, because Apple Maps said I need to catch another bus. You think I'm gonna wait for another bus after this experience? No, I'm not doing that. So I just like started walking, but then I just started running. And I got to the museum at 1:30. And they had zero issue with that. So I think it was just in my head. Like I didn't really like the idea of like, what if they don't let me in? like, I was going insane over that concept. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little story. Anyway, where I was going was the Magic Gardens, which I thought was super cool. It was like a whole art exhibition slash garden slash, I really don't know what to call it, but it was cool. So yeah. Then I got this tofu dumpling rice dish from Satiate, love the name, vegan Indian cafe. Philly had some cool murals, I will say. And then this was me waiting for a tour of Independence Hall, and I was like so confused why this bird was feeding these other birds bread. And then I looked it up and found out that the birds asking for bread are females trying to basically court the male. And I didn't know birds have this whole elaborate dating process where they will, you know, find a mate, and then them having intercourse is like only a couple seconds long after that whole process. I didn't know that was how birds date, but yeah. Anyway, it was really cool to be in the room where the Declaration of Independence was voted on and signed, and the tour guide said that George Washington sat in that exact chair, so that is just kind of insane. As I was walking to yet another vegan restaurant, I saw what ties for the worst parallel parking job I've ever seen. Like, these cars were touching. That wouldn't really slide with me, you know? The restaurant I was going to was Monster Vegan, which I really loved their horror movie vibe of the place. The barbecue wings I got were so good. And then I had a General Tso's chicken sandwich with Brussels sprouts, which was also really good. I happened to overhear a conversation here and like learned that someone was from Nebraska, and I could have said something, but I didn't. And then I regretted it because it would have been cool. Like, we both grew up in a state that has under 2 million residents. And I end up in California, this person ends up in Pennsylvania, and we end up meeting at a random vegan restaurant. Like, I don't know, that would have been cool, but I didn't say anything. On the 7th day of my East Coast trip, I began my morning with finally going to Elfreth's Alley, which is the oldest street that has been continuously lived on in the United States. I checked out of my hotel, and then the subway was literally delayed again. So I had to take a Lyft to get to the Amtrak station because I was not about to miss that train. I was taking really the United States' only kind of high-speed rail, and economy was all booked out when I selected my ticket. So I had to get like an $80 business class seat. Like, I'm not missing this train. Also, I want a little bit more time in New York before I leave the next day. The Northeast Corridor is the only section of Amtrak that is fully electric, and it felt good to be on the United States' only kind of high-speed rail right now. It's frustrating that our country is so far behind like Europe and Asia, but that's why Amtrak, I love and hate it, right? Like, this is why the next gen Acellas make me excited. There is absolutely no reason why we cannot have high-speed rail networks in the United States. Literally no reason. Next, at the Moynihan train station in New York, I checked my luggage for $40, but it was worth it because I next went to Planta and had these amazing 1,000-layer potatoes with vegan caviar on top, truffle fried rice with vegan chicken, and then a carrot cake dessert. All of it was so amazing. And then it started to rain, and I didn't have an umbrella. And I mean rain. Like, before it was kind of like flirting a little bit with the rain, like a little sprinkle here and there. No, this was like full on rain. So I just took the subway, got into a Target, and bought an umbrella because I'm not f***ing around. The last thing I went to in New York City was this celebration event for the recent fur wins. A good amount of animal activists came, and I was there for a couple hours, and it was a really fun time. I usually struggle to talk to new people, but this was actually a really fun end to my week on the East Coast. This was my last view of the city before I descended into the subway and eventually got to my Airbnb room, where I got an early night of sleep before waking up at 4 a.m. to go to the JFK airport with the bus. The flight back to California was pretty okay. Here's Nebraska from up above. I'm yet to visit Nebraska since leaving. I also got to look down on the Sierra Nevada mountains of California. This is near the Yosemite area. I thought that was so cool. I really enjoyed this trip and I cannot wait to see more of the world.